Hey, 29th of April. Again, don't know who said this, so it's signed Anon, but it is, you should examine yourself daily. If you find faults, you should correct them. When you find none, you should try even harder. So, what does that mean? You should examine yourself daily. Well, you should always reflect each day. When you get into bed at the end of the day, have a look back on your day. As you drift off into sleep, you should always reflect on your day. There was always something that I was always told, if something bad happened in the day, when you reflect on it, in order for you not to take that bad feeling through to the next day or into your sleep, reimagine the situation in your head and play it out with the ending that you really wanted it to have, and give it the ending it actually should have had, rather than maybe the way it did end. Because you will appease yourself and you'll be able to move on and disassociate yourself to what happened. So again, this really kind of brings into the whole, if you find faults, you should correct them. Correct? Yes. So if you found a fault in your day that you may actually have to physically correct, and I mean by physically, like actually physically talk to someone about the problem that happened, about what you did wrong, to be able to correct it. But similarly, if something happens in your mind, play it through the right way. Yes, you're not going to change what actually happened, of course not. But you'll be able to then more confidently and more calmly talk to the person about whatever actually happened, so you can resolve it better the next day, which means you'll sleep better that night. So you'll wake up in a better frame of mind to be able to deal with whatever it was. Now it says here, when you find none, you should try even harder. It doesn't mean try even harder to make faults. It means look harder into your day to find the faults that happened, that occurred, because not one of us lives a perfect life, a perfect day. We may feel that we've had the perfect day, wedding day. Oh, it was the perfect day, it was lovely. But I bet you somewhere in that day, there was something that wasn't quite right, didn't quite happen right, didn't quite go right. But it was still perfect because of what the day was. And so you can look at those little things. So we don't have perfect days. It's quite clear that we're all human and we all make mistakes. So therefore, there will always be something that you can find fault in your day, something that you can always look at correcting. And I think if you can get into the habit, the routine of doing this every day, you will find that you'll live the next day in a slightly better frame of mind, in a better format, in a better way, to be able to ensure that you don't make those faults, those mistakes that you made yesterday again today. And I think when you're able to do that, it makes life so much better, so much easier. Or not necessarily easier, but so much more without guilt, without pressure, without hassle, without stress, because you're learning, you're developing, you're growing. At the end of the day, this is what life is about. Life is about learning. It's about being something, and it's about correcting our mistakes and becoming a better person each and every day. Yes, we want the long-term goal. We want to be this wonderful human being at the end of it all, but we can do that each day. We can be that wonderful human today. You can be anything you want to be. You just have to take action with it. So, 29th of April, you should examine yourself daily. If you find faults, you should correct them. When you find none, you should try even harder. And that's so true. So try harder today and look at your faults tonight and see what you can correct. Make today count.